Are you ready to dive into the value of a story today? Because whether we realize it or not, our entire lives revolve around stories, those we hear and those we tell. Our sessions here are no different. Each one is a story in itself. But every story must have a lesson, right? So, what do you think today's lesson is going to be? Let's find out together. Throughout human history, we've been fascinated by the big questions: life, death, nature, relationships. Across different cultures, eras, and societies, the solutions we've crafted to answer these questions have been strikingly similar. And what is the key to all of this? Mythology. From vast civilizations to tiny tribes, myths have been our way of explaining the world and passing down wisdom. They serve as creative tools to communicate life's most important lessons, touching on everything from mortality and birth to astrology and nature itself. These myths also explain the inexplicable. We've created deities, monsters, and legends to make sense of the unpredictable elements that rule our lives: health, death, the changing of the seasons, and the swell of the seas. Through storytelling, we've given ourselves a way to gain some control over these forces. These rituals, whether through prayer, dance, or ceremony, don't just bring us closer to the gods we've created. They also forge our sense of community and belonging. Even today, we thrive on this sense of togetherness. Think of a packed football stadium, the collective roar of the fans chanting, the rush of emotions that comes from cheering together. That's the same feeling of belonging that ancient rituals and prayers brought people centuries ago. Without myths and legends to build those shared moments, what are we left with? The ceremonies of modern life, weddings, funerals, graduations, are echoes of these old traditions, but often feel thin in comparison to the grandeur and depth of ancient ritual. There's something about the weight of tradition, the allegories as old as time, that makes these moments feel richer. Think about it. Telling a child to behave because it's the right thing to do doesn't have the same impact as saying, "If you're not good, Santa won't bring you any presents." When wrapped in a story, even the simplest messages take on new weight. Stories have the power to shape behavior, mold perspectives, and deeply connect us to ideas in ways that plain facts can't. But stories aren't just about teaching lessons. They also help us cope with reality. Annie Brewster, a professor at Harvard Medical School, founded the Health Story Collaborative to help patients and families navigate trauma and health challenges. Her work is based on narrative psychology, the idea that by exploring, reflecting on, and sharing personal stories, we can heal and grow. Sounds simple, but the impact is profound. Imagine this. You and a friend take a trip together. You go to the same places, eat the same food, see the same sights. But when you sit down to write about your day, the stories you each tell will be different. Even though the events were the same, your perspectives, emotions, and interpretations will vary. And that's the beauty of storytelling. Each person's narrative is unique. Studies show that telling and listening to stories releases oxytocin, the same hormone associated with connection and empathy. When we connect with the characters in a story, it's like connecting with a friend. This not only deepens our relationships, but also improves our mental health. The act of sharing stories has been linked to reduced cortisol and increased feelings of well-being. And get this, people remember information up to 22 times better when it's delivered in a story rather than as a list of facts. That's because stories engage us emotionally. They take us on a journey, pulling us in, making us feel invested in the outcome. We don't just listen, we experience the story as if we're living it. The power of storytelling is so immense that even how we tell stories to ourselves can change how we view our lives. Success stories remind us of what we've achieved, boosting our confidence. Failure stories, when told with an open mind, help us see that we've survived, learned, and are better prepared for future challenges. Think of narrative therapy. It's all about changing the way we tell the story of our lives. By reframing negative experiences and finding the redemptive arc, we can change the way we feel about ourselves and our circumstances. It's about recognizing that we aren't just passive players in our lives. We are the authors of our stories. And it's not just about us. Storytelling has been used in therapy for children, especially those in hospitals. It helps them process pain, fear, and discomfort. Even people with dementia benefit from participating in storytelling sessions. It helps them tap into memories and experiences, improving both their mood and cognitive function. So, what's the lesson for today? Well, it's simple. Stories have power. They shape our world, our relationships, our emotions, and our understanding of ourselves. They help us heal, connect, and grow. They aren't just entertainment. They're the threads that weave our lives together. So, next time you hear a story or tell one, remember that you are participating in one of the most ancient and powerful traditions known to humankind. Let them say you're a dreamer, because you're not the only one.